Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
2021.
How many people you got there?
Yeah.
Good
Okay,
evening.
I know there's a couple of people that are going to be coming late, so we won't start instantly. But just so you know, I am going to mute everybody, and then Barb will take questions at the end of the presentation. Okay. Okay, Barb, do you want to start? We've been practicing
Sure.
to share the screen, so bear with us. Okay, Barb.
Okay, I'm going to mute everybody.
Yes.
No.
Okay, I think that's everybody.
Okay, hopefully this works now. And there. Okay. Everybody hear me okay? Okay. Since I don't know what everybody's going to be doing, I'll only give you some ideas this evening. There's a couple of pictures there that Sunny sent me that I thought people might be interested in. Okay, there. There are three main sources for flowers and bushes, really: purchased already made items, kits to assemble, and your own ideas made from materials on hand or repurposed items. I'll give you an example of each of the above with the biggest emphasis on do-it-yourself ideas. I've included lots of pictures. Many of these I've had for several years, so you'll really have to look around and see what's available now. Here are a couple of items I have on hand. Some quarter scale hedges, which I purchased, I don't even remember when or where, and some little tiny Christmas trees, which you can usually find at dollar store or Michael's at Christmas time. So you really have to check, for instance, Michael's children's section and hobby wholesale for woodland scenic ready-made items. Even dollar stores sometimes have them. Keep in mind that tree trunks can always be trimmed down to make bushes. Smaller scale trees can make bushes. Just a reminder, whatever you bought from our show and sale, what items do you already have in your stash? So kits to assemble. Michael's used to at least carry these school projects by Woodland Scenics. I'm not quite sure if they've still got some or not. Online, I see they are now carrying these Art Mind kits. One is called a mini tree and landscape of the samples that I saw, and another a mini water landscape. Now, the kit contents do not have to be used as intended. Look at what else you can do with the greenery or the colored elements. Again, check out Hobby Wholesale and any train stores for these particular ones or tree kits. Check your favorite shopping sites for kits. Check your stash for those unfinished plant and flower kits. Here's a 1/12 scale clematis kit that I did for the club several years ago that may fit into your landscape if you haven't planted it somewhere else already. Did you finish yours? The trellis was by Tina. No, this is a retired kit. I do not have any. Where is your staghorn fern birthday gift? It may fit into your fantasy world. I put in a plug for myself. My on-hand kits are more suitable for regular gardens, but you can always ask me for something. There are many fake ferns to be found. Dollar stores, Michael's, even Home Sense, Winners. Here's a picture of a few that I have taken some of the fronds apart and kind of planted them to make miniature ferns. There are cactus and succulents that can be cut down to form scale items. Here are some pictures of various ones that I have on hand. And you can be cut down to form more in scale items. These ones are in vases, but they could always be planted in the ground. And in my little stump house, you can see ones that I've used in there. Another source of foliage for your use are these foliage balls. Other ones that just come loose. Here's some that have been taken apart from other plants. And sources of the plastic plants. Even here's one I got from IKEA, one from Dollarama, and one from Michael's. And here are just some samples of ones where you take some of the stems and plant them in your garden. Moss is another source. There's loose moss. Now I bought this large bag in anticipation of doing the Tufty Burrows project. The picture on the right is how I use the moss on my little stump house. It does a lot of the landscaping there. There's also these moss stones, which I've seen at Michael's, and most of mine I got at the dollar store. The moss and the moss stones could be used to make bushes. Here's a piece of moss just put upright, and here's a moss stone. Now in your stash, you may already have bags of this foliage, either in the kind of the fine fluff form, or this particular one is in clump form. Here's one I bought at one of our garage sales. They can be used to augment the foliage on plants and bushes as well as trees. Look at the size of I called them granules, to see what may work for your project. Here I took a piece of lichen moss and used the lumpier fluff to turn it into a more substantial bush. You can also take painted styrofoam shapes, cones, rounds, whatever you want, paint them and color green, and then cover them with the green fluff to make bushes and topiaries. The other thing that provides lots of foliage are these ropes and garlands. I have quite a collection that I've collected over time. And what I found when I was working with this, the challenge is to unwind them in the first place. I'm not sure who does them up, but they obviously never have to take them apart again. And you can use these for vines and climbing plants. I made a little arbor. It got a little short, so I'll probably turn this, put a seat underneath it eventually. Turning to florals, there's lots and lots of fake florals around. However, not all are successful. I bought these at a dollar store because they had multiple colors, but unfortunately they're really done a lot of shedding and they're likely headed towards the garbage bin. So it's a matter of buyer beware. You may, collected in the bottom of each one are all the little shapes, the rounds that they used, not very well glued on to their stems. So they come in kind of arrangements. These ones were more on the loose side. These are bags of, well, they're kind of rose color or rose shaped. And here are some samples of what I did with them. Let's just call them fantasy flowers because I couldn't put a real name to them. So you can see this is from one of the foliage plants. This is from one of the foliage balls. This is from the foliage balls. And I'm not quite sure what these were supposed to be, but they came in different colors. So they make a plant with flowers. Now this collection, it came in 8 different colors at the time, and they're quite small flowers. They can be used in clumps or singly. I use these flowers on my little stump house. Now, this section I did, it's called beet seed roses. I read a long time ago that you could make roses out of beet seeds. So I did a mock-up on my arbor. Now, this may not get a passing grade under a microscope, but they're quite okay from a distance. Now for all your flowers and petals, there are many things that you can use. You can buy colored fluff from the train store and hobby wholesale in these shaker jars. I don't know if you're familiar with Flower Soft. Some scrapbook stores may still carry it. It came in a large variety of colors. You can just sprinkle those on some greenery to make your flowers. The other thing, you can use punches. And here's just some samples of what I call punchies that result from there. Now, if you happen to have, a digital cutting machine, such as a Cricut or Silhouette, which is what I have, these are what I've cut. These are the leftovers from cutting out bird of paradise leaves and anthurium flowers. The beauty of that is that you can size them to any size that you want. Now, I put in a question. I don't know if there's any patterns out there to make any 3D printed flowers or plants. And if you're in your landscaping, you want to use pots. Here's a picture of all sorts of things that can be used for pots, caps from lip balm and toothpaste, game pieces, hotel toiletry lids, beads. And I just saved this, what I think is a great pair of vases from a window blind. You're on the end of the strings. Here I've listed some resources to get more ideas. There's several books on the market, Gardening in Miniature. It uses live plants, but it makes a good reference for things you might want to do. Again, another live plant book, Fairy Gardening 101. The Doll's House Gardener, it deals more with structures and garden plans. And just for fun, if you need some occupants, there's a book called Fantastic Fairies and Their Friends by Julie Sharp. I've listed a couple of websites here that you can check out for kits and directions, and a couple of YouTube videos that you can watch. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it might, so we'll open the floor for questions.
Okay, if you have a question, just unmute yourself. You know what? I always thought there was an unmute everybody button on here somewhere, but there doesn't seem to be.
I
Okay.
discovered a way to do some garden hedges of some sort.
Okay, Barb, do you want to keep sharing the screen or just keep it in the background or what?
I'll stop the share. So
Okay,
So Barb, is that coming as a PDF and will it be on the website?
I will send out a PDF.
Perfect.
yeah, and I am recording it, so it will go on the website. It'll be up by probably Thursday morning. So.
Great. I always feel overwhelmed by plants. That was lots of good ideas.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, just unmute yourself, guys. As I said, I thought there was a button here that said unmute everybody.
Somehow I could unmute.
Well, and you can all unmute yourself. Just a minute.
Somebody
that.
just said they couldn't unmute. Dan McLaren said she can't unmute.
Go down to the mute button in the corner.
Bottom left.
Yeah. Okay, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Yep, it worked.
Yeah, okay, good, good.
I don't have a question, but I have a suggestion. It's Rosalie.
Okay, Rosalie.
I was in Safeway before Christmas and I found this little clump of what looks like kind of big baby's breath. And it came in white, pink, and green. It was all together in a clump. So I brought it home. I put it in this vase and it took some of those little flowers and they're actually really adorable. They look like peonies, actually.
Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And I
Oh.
stuck them in that silica that dries them. So I ended up with this little box of dried little tiny flowers, which I could use as a clump or I could use individually.
Oh, those
So-
are gorgeous.
I had kind of stuck a few in with some other stuff that I dried this summer
Oh, those are
Beautiful.
and made this adorable little
Oh,
tree thing.
love it.
very pretty.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And
Yeah, does anybody know where you can buy the silica? I've got a whole bunch of it, but the silica for drying plants?
I think I bought it at Michael's.
Okay,
I think I bought mine at Michael's too.
Yeah.
okay.
I ordered mine from Lee Valley. But that was a while ago, so. they
So
might
does anybody have any ideas as to how you the dried flowers are wonderful, and I got really carried away with it one year, and I spent a lot of time wandering around in my garden and picking little flowers in the spring. And that included things like, do you know how many individual flowers you can get out of one lilac bloom? Because it's the little
Yeah,
florets.
no kidding.
I mean, think in terms of scale. And another really good source is weeds. Those little tiny weeds that run across your
Yeah.
bed, they have little tiny flowers too. So anyway, I collected up tons of them and I dried them, and I even put together a little vignette of drying flowers. But I've noticed that the dried flowers become extremely fragile the longer that you
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I've heard about dipping them in glycerin, but I've never tried it. Does anybody know how you
Yeah.
Diane?
Yeah, Tina, I used to do
Setting my
that.
pin and
Sorry,
Yeah.
what, Diane?
I used to do that years ago, and you don't dip them in. What you do is you cut the stem and you put the stem in and let it sit, and it just comes up into the plant. And that's what they do with eucalyptus. I used to do tons of different dried plants that way, but I haven't done it for a long time because I found the same as you, that when you dried things out, number one, the color starts to fade quite quickly, and they also fall apart, except for straw flowers. And I planted, you can just throw those in your garden with seeds, and those will produce tons of little flowers, and they are, they dry on their own, and they're like straw, but they're beautiful, and they keep their colors for years. And I did that before I did miniatures. Now that I'm doing miniatures, what I would do is pick them when they're smaller, right? Because they get to be about, the heads get to be about the size of a quarter. But I've had some of those for years, and they look like they just came off the plant. So some plants are more, are like eucalyptus is really easy to do, and in putting it in the, you know, silicone.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I have an idea for making like a grassy type of thing. You buy the cheap garlands from the dollar store, and you cut off all the long edges, and you end up having almost like a grassy edge to put around a fence line.
Oh, okay.
That's
Right.
Margaret, how do you like your new camera?
I do like it. The first time I'm trying it. Can
Good.
you hear me?
Yeah.
that's the first time
Yes.
I can see you though. It's
Do
fun.
you see me too?
Yeah.
But like I said, I take a dollar store garlands like from at Christmas time, cut all the long edges off them, and put them on the edges of fences, and it looks like a grass line. You can hide little flower petals and stuff behind it, and it looks really realistic.
That's cool. What a good
Good
idea.
idea.
This is Linda. I have an idea for your drying flowers. I spray mine with the old-fashioned hairspray. It keeps all the gypsophilia, etc. Keeps them all together. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Hmm.
If you can't get that, you can get art fixatives, but it's like way more expensive.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, but I found that the baby breath is really one of the best flowers. I mean, you just leave it in a vase with no water and then it dries and it looks just the same as when it was alive. I didn't realize it came in so many lovely colors, but I have found you can paint it if you're careful.
Oh, how do you paint it?
When it's dried,
Yeah.
use just acrylic paint, but make sure it's not very wet. It
Right.
works best to just kind of highlight it a little bit. you know.
Right. I wonder if you could put that baby's breath in water with food coloring when it was still growing active.
oh,
To
Oh, you probably could. If it had soaked up the silicone, it'd soak up the
Yeah,
color.
you might.
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, there used to be colorants. This was a long time ago that I did this, but now that you mention it, there were colorants you could add to like enhance the color to make things, more of the color they were. Can somebody tell me how to use that foliage fluff, that stuff that you shake? What do you exactly do with that? I've never seen it.
Are you talking about static grass, Diane?
No, just
No,
somebody mentioned those foliage fluff, colored fluff for.
Yeah. Usually
Barb.
if you have a green form, you can just dot it with glue and then sprinkle the color over top of it. Or you can, what I've done was sometimes just take a wire, put glue on the end and dip the end of the wire in the flower into the fluff
Oh, okay.
and to form flowers.
Thank you. Yeah.
What are
'cause
you
it looks messy.
talking about? Where do you get this flower fluff? Is that
But
what
that-
Flower
Barb
soft.
is talking
the-
about?
In the shaker jars, you can get them from Hobby Wholesale. Or with the flower soft, it should be available still in scrapbook stores, but I haven't been to any
Oh,
lately.
Is Hobby Wholesale a store in Edmonton?
Yes, it's the last remaining sort of big railroad store, although they carry a lot more than just that. It's the only competition we have left against Michael's pretty well.
Yeah. Sad.
mhm.
What about grass? I saw at the garage sale, somebody had a little package, looked like grass, but it wasn't very big. Where do you get grass?
You can
That-
get grass.
There's
in-
static grass. You can buy that at Games Workshop at West Edmonton Mall. I wish Nikki's not here tonight. I don't think she would know.
You
where to
should be
find
able to get it at Hobby Wholesale as well in the packages.
it.
You
Okay,
can buy it in
Yeah.
yard sheets. You can buy it in yard sheets at railroad stores, and if you get the one that is heatable, you just hit it with your hair dryer and it conforms to your thing you're putting it on.
Oh, okay. Wow, thank you. Grass.
They're not all heatable and moldable, and I
Okay,
can't
so-
remember the right name, but ask if that's the one that you can heat down.
Yeah, the final episode of Best in Miniature, you'll see the gal who finally won it, Monstress Suzette. She's using static grass to landscape her haunted house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you
And it-
need a special machine or something for that?
No, you just need this kind of shaker.
Oh,
I thought you had to make some static in order for it to stand up.
I don't really know, to be honest with you. I've never used it.
No,
Probably the special shaker makes the static.
I think this shaker has a battery, it's battery operated.
Oh, okay. So it's got a battery, it
The
sort
grass
of,
stands up.
yeah. Have you used it, Loretta?
Yeah,
Oh,
Tell us more, Loretta. Tell us more.
yeah.
well, it's just, you, wherever you want to put it, you put glue down, you know, and then you shake it and with the little sieve thing, and it stands up because there's static electricity created from the battery.
Oh,
There's a little attachment that you attach to the glue, and that's what makes your static arc. Makes everything stand up. It's just like a little clip they used to have on feathers for your hat and stuff.
oh.
Can you explain that better? I understand the English words, but I don't see how that works.
Static grass, it uses, it's little tiny fibers, and it
Right.
uses electricity to put a charge in it. And
Yeah.
what happens is that it makes the grass want to stay
Sure.
away from other pieces of grass. It wants to repel the other pieces of grass. And so what happens is that they stay upright, and it's only the one end that lands in the glue. So you get grass that's actually standing upright, and you
Yep.
can get, I believe, the railroad people would know this,
Yep,
or if you
different
Google it,
lengths.
you can get different sizes so that you can get very short static grass, or you can get static grass that looks more like, you know, weeds along a railway embankment.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Sherry Graff is showing us her tools.
Yep, I have
Where
4
are you, Sherry? Hang on, I'm going to spotlight you here.
Okay, so I
Okay, there you
have 3 or 4 different shaped and sized shaker things. Real technical here, but it comes with one of those little roach clips. So once you put your glue down on your piece, you would put this right at the edge of where your glue is and turn this on, and then it makes all of it stand up, and you just shake it out of here.
Oh,
Yeah, but that thing is quite expensive, but you can also get a really cheap little plastic shaker that's like 1/10 the cost of one of those things.
I am not sure
I
if it
don't
would
know how it works.
stand up as much,
I
depending on
couldn't
the
tell
size
you.
of grass that you're doing, is
Yeah.
what I,
What does that end plug into? You've got a
oh,
Right.
it's got a battery, or you
Right.
can plug
okay.
it into the wall, but this little roach clip goes onto your
What's
terrace,
the charge into the what?
like anything else. It's got a
On the
regular plug.
surface that you're putting the grass.
It has to have a conductive surface. So what do you clip that thing to?
This is right by the glue, right
Right
on
by the
your
glue.
board where
On
you
your-
want your grass to be. You
Okay.
put that in the glue just
Yep.
on the edge, and it makes the arc. So this
Yep.
is folded up, but it does release, and you just shake lightly or more physically if you want more of it. And you just use that powdered stuff that's in the shaker containers, or you can buy it cheaper in big bags. There's big machines that cost a lot of money that do this. This one I got for Christmas, and it's more the mid-range, not the cheapest batch, but mid-range, because let's face it, at the moment, I don't even know how much I'll use it. So it's a good starter.
And Sherry, do you know where that was, where they got that for you?
Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
Yep.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
And this is Shirley here. Amazon also has all of the different grass lengths. So 4 millimeters is it's kind of a one you'd use a lot. 6 millimeters makes longer grass. So it's easily available.
Okay.
And they sell different packages of different sizes. So my husband got me one that's got everything from 2 millimeter to 4 millimeter, which is spring. The 6 millimeter is wild meadow. I kind of like that one. And then there's patchy stuff, and it's kind of multicolored, but it is 4 millimeter too. So you get different sets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you need a special glue, or will any glue work?
Any glue that works pretty quickly. So I know there's some you can buy special, but from the videos I've seen in that, if you just water down tacky glue so that you can spray it, that would hold the grass long enough for it to stand up.
Is it pretty fragile after you've done it? Like, can you easily knock it off the board once you're finished, or does it depend on how much glue you put on?
It would depend on how much glue you're using and how much grass you put on. You're supposed to put it on in layers. So you would go heavier along the outsides, right? And you'd go thinner as you're going to the middle of the lawn type idea. So I would think you'd want everything to dry good in between.
So I know I have some grasses that must be a good at least 3 inches long. How would you use those?
I would still try it
Anybody
just
know?
with the biggest opening on your screen.
I
And-
would say that grass that's 3 inches long wouldn't work through that. You'd have to clump it and put it in, oh, I don't know, like bulrushes along a pond or something like that. I don't think you'd use it 3 inches long.
Most grass that you've got that long, it would be leaning over a bit because of wind and that, you would think. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it would be cool.
Yeah.
Sherry, what do you call that thing?
It is
Static grass applicator?
that's exactly, and it also does flocking, like you were talking about from scrapbooking stuff. It also does flocking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Looks good.
And you can make your own static grass.
Mhm.
You get one of those cheap nylon wigs like they use for Halloween, get it in blonde or white, and then lay it on a piece of wax paper, paint it with whatever green color you want, let it dry, shake it several times so it doesn't stick together, and then sit down and chop off little tiny pieces.
Oh,
Wow.
I've been doing static grass now for 2 weeks straight, so
Who's that speaking?
it's Shirley.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, surely. All
Yes,
right.
I finished my Hobbit look-alike house, and I've now completed I don't know, back gate to the Queen's Palace with a couple of guard houses and British guards. And I just completed it tonight. And they've all got lots of static grass on them.
It's very effective when it's done.
Oh, I love it. And it's tough. I find that if you apply the grass and then after it's all dry, go over it with a spray of watered down glue and it fixes it in place. You can run little cars over it. You can scratch it with your fingernails, whatever. Doesn't hurt it.
Nice.
So Shirley, for your tufty burrows look-alike, did you use the 2mm or what did you use? What size?
I used mostly 2mm, but I also had areas where I wanted longer grass, so I used the 4mm. I also used the 4mm if you put little spots of glue down on a piece of wax paper and then go over it with the applicator. You can make these little stems, and then I make my own flower fluff, as you call it. And I put glue on the end of the stems and dip them into my flower fluff, and I've got beautiful little flowers about 1/2 inch tall.
Oh, nice.
wow.
Yeah, and flower fluff, I was going to say earlier, the easiest way to do it is to buy some cheap sponges from dollar store. You know, you get a stack of about 5 of them. And then I break them up in little 1-inch chunks and throw them in my blender. And I add a cup or 2 of water. And I blend the daylights out of it till those pieces are small enough. And then I squish them through a sieve to take out the water, and I add paint in whatever color I want. Mix the fluff up in this paint, spread it out on a cookie sheet, let it dry. I usually turn it over once or twice or whatever to make the particles smaller. And then when it's totally dry, I run everything through a sieve, whatever tiny size I want. And I have all this tiny little color.
And you have it all over your kitchen, I'm sure.
No, it's not too bad because don't forget, most of the time it's wet. But I've packaged it up. I've got bags and bags of different colors for whatever flowers I want. I also do the same thing to make greenery, so I can make hedges and to do trees as well. So I've done that all out of this really cheap, just dollar store paint and dollar store sponges. And you can make all of this for pennies.
What kind of sponge?
Just,
regular old sponge?
just the regular, we call them like plastic sponges or something. They're,
Just
they're
you'd clean your kitchen sink with kind of sponge?
yeah, or
The yellow ones?
yeah.
These cellulose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the name is for them, but they're
they
the cheap
multicolored?
sponges. Pardon?
Are they multicolored?
Yes, yeah. But I wouldn't recommend using the sponge color because you get a little more clumpiness by doing what I said, by adding the paint and then letting it dry and then just sieving it through to get the right size.
Wow.
But you can have cupboards full of the stuff. I know, I've got it. And next week I'll show you pictures of both those projects with the sponge as shrubbery and the static grass.
Cool.
You got pictures of them, did you say?
Well, I do, but I just downloaded them to my other computer. I haven't got them on this computer.
Okay.
And my son will take pictures of the guardhouse project, which is my first cricket project. It's fabulous. I'm so happy with it. So I'll be happy to show you next week what they look like.
Also, if you're just looking for a small amount of colored fluff, you can take a pipe cleaner and cut the fuzz off of it as well.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Wow.
I did a little experimenting. This was more for snow with dryer lint. It comes out, it's kind of a grayish white color, but you could use that, chop that up as well. Linda from Lethbridge, where are you? Linda Tanaka, there you are. Linda sent me a whole bunch of pictures of her take on a Tufty Burrows Hobbit house, and it's got a lot of gardening stuff in there. So do you want me to show the pictures, Linda?
If you like, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I hope you can, yeah, good.
Just
good.
tell me when you want me to change pictures.
Okay, this is a Hobbit house, and in the attic the borrowers live. This is the front of the house, and I have 11 pictures, and they're in order, like front, side, and back, and I can speak to each one. I paper cutout punch for the ivy leaves. I don't know, fuzzy stuff all around. That is a heatable grass sheet there. And I added a few more colors to it by spraying it. Maybe I used spray glue and threw some more different colors on to make it variable. And those are actual shale stones that I picked up and split to make the cobblestones out front. The little house on the left is a stable, and that's a little horse coming out. The next time you see that little horse, he's going to be drawing a mobile library. I'll save it till I've got it done before I show you. But anyway, so next one. Next slide, please.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Okay, so that's the side view, and that's the borrower's entrance, which is in the attic of the Hobbit house. And they're having a craft fair, and a little later on, I have closer up of the craft fair. Those tiny figures, they're so small, you can't imagine. They were made by Frances Armstrong in Ontario. She has passed away, but her full line was borrowers doing all kinds of things. So
Wow.
you'll see more close-ups of that. You can see I didn't pay good enough attention to the base of that. That paint that's under there is showing through. So I intend to use some of the ideas from tonight to do more landscaping on it. Yeah, and next slide, please. That's the back, and I haven't done the interior yet, but it's going to be bag end, you know, maps and things like that. And that is simply done on a, you put tomato pots, clear things over your tomato plants, apparently. Joanne Clay gave me that pot, and that's what I did with it. It's just clear plastic.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah, so it's cool. Okay, that's a close up of the front. You see the little borrower on the ladder on the left. He's going up to fix something on the roof. And above the small house, the small barn, there's a lady with a cradle and she's reading a book, and that's her husband up on the ladder.
What scale is that?
Oh, gee, the whole thing is, I don't know. The whole thing is about 12 inches wide. The whole
Wow.
platform.
People look like railroad people.
No, the railroad people, they just weren't right for this one. But yes, I have used railroad people, but I believe they're too tall for this.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, it
This
would depend on
looks-
the scale of your railroad people, because there's
Oh, yes, exactly.
HO or
And
something even
Zed
smaller.
and
O
yeah.
scale?
Yeah, I've seen some of them. That's just bark on the roof that I picked off a tree somewhere. Yeah.
It looks pretty tiny relative to the door of the Hobbit house. The guy on the roof.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, next slide. Again, just a front view of it. This was before I installed the horse. You'll see on the left, a little tiny artist. He's painting this scene.
Oh,
And I just wanted you to see the things I picked out in the wilderness, like weeds. That's what's on the left sticking up there. So your idea of making a tuft with your hand and sticking it in glue, that's how that's stuck on. And you can see the punched out flowers are on a wire. That's good. The punched out wire flowers. Now that's the little artist doing the painting scene. He's
How
very,
tall is he in inches, Linda?
oh,
How, quarter inch, half inch?
quarter maybe.
Yeah. That's tiny.
wow. Oh,
And okay, next slide, please. There's a broader view of the entrance for the borrowers. They're up top. On this roof of the borrower's entrance, there is a tiny little figure, and she's got butterfly wings on, and she thinks she's going to fly. So she's going to
No.
fly off that roof, which makes me nervous, but whatever. And so there, all the artists have their craft tables out, and I think we have a closer view. Next slide, please. Yes, there they are. There's a
Oh my
potter and a sculptor and a guy building a dollhouse and other things.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
And
cute.
down in the bottom right, there is a little dollhouse under construction by some teddy bears who are having a picnic in the next slide, I believe. Next slide, please. Yeah, you still can't see them, but just more of the craft fair closer up. I guess a potter there and a lady selling vegetables and a better view of the entrance. My regret is I didn't light up the entrance. There's the craft fair in better
that's
view.
amazing.
So cute.
And
Wow.
yeah, and you know, a spongy, that little Christmas tree there in the bottom right quadrant is made from a sponge, dyed.
Right here?
Yeah, you just pull that sponge apart and shape it and cut it. And in other places, there are clumps like that that I just made with sponges.
Wow.
And the next slide is good. There's the teddy bears picnic. They are little wee tiny teddy bears, smaller than the people. And they're constructing, they're on their lunch right now, but they're making those dollhouses over there. And there's some more trees made with the sponges. And I think that's the last slide.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna go back to the first one there for another overview look. Well,
So
that's
let's
nice.
start
You
on
must
the
have really
next
good
one.
eyes.
Wow.
Oh, magnification, man. I can't see a darn thing. I have to have a headset on all the time. Yeah, so that whole thing is 12 inches left to right, maybe, certainly not more than 12. I've never measured it.
Wow.
And you see that thing that I think is an outside lamp on the right-hand side? Yeah, right there. That's just something I picked out, from the wildflowers. And
Amazing.
oh, there's some examples of them dried on the roof. I didn't know if that looked good or not, but I put it up there to try and make it sit into nature, but I'm not sure it worked. I may work further on that.
Question.
It's a great example of working in multiple scales. That's really good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Question, you're
beautiful.
calling those little tiny people borrowers?
The borrowers, have you not read the borrowers
Yeah.
book?
Oh, apparently not.
Oh my gosh.
They're
they're so
obviously smaller
wonderful.
than hobbits.
Oh, yes, they are. They live in the
I-
rafters of houses and they steal things and they have quite a civic
Borrow,
structure
just
to their
borrow.
society. They borrow everything. That's
That's
right.
right. They don't steal, they borrow.
Yeah, excuse me, they borrow. They're wonderful
Okay.
books. Like I have a reading comprehension of a good 12-year-old kid, right? So I love those books.
I love those
Okay.
books. As a
That's
child, I
funny.
read them 1,000 times.
Oh, I know, I love them.
I brought
think
my,
that the relationship between them, I've never made this, but I've seen some displays where it's a 1/12 dollhouse and a quarter scale under the floor, and that's the borrowers.
That would be
Of
cool.
course.
Wow.
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
two scales seem to work right together, although that would mean that in real life, the borrowers were knee high, and of course, they're not knee high. They're
No,
smaller
no,
than that, aren't they?
they are. They're tiny.
I
So
did do a
maybe
borrower's.
1/12 and 8 Joe? I don't
One of
know.
my first houses was a borrower's house, and they were actually, I had them at 4 inches. I tried to match them to the size of the thread spools and the stamps on the walls.
Mhm.
Oh, that's.
Oh, okay, that's a good
clever.
idea, yeah.
Yeah, cool. You don't have a picture of it, do you?
No, I don't have it. I'm afraid I've gotten rid of a lot of miniatures over the time. I don't know where they went.
Oh,
I must have borrowers living in my house because things do disappear.
that's it.
It's just
That's
me and my husband here.
exactly it. That's the whole premise of the story. Where did that go? And the borrowers have it. Yeah, very cool.
Back to the static grass. I'm just looking at a website. It's Oak Ridge Hobbies. It's down in the States, but
Mhm.
they have a starter kit for static grass. Dang, oh, here it is. And it's $12.26 US. Probably some shipping, but it's got 2 bags of grass. It's got an applicator that doesn't have the battery in it. It's got the glue and it's got something that looks like a little comb. I guess you can pick it up, I'm not sure. But I thought it would get that because it would let me know if that was something I wanted to
Yeah.
Mhm.
use.
the other thing to try for static grass is you remember when you were a kid, you rubbed a balloon in your hair and then you held it over something or it stuck to the wall?
Right.
Yep.
That would do the same thing for a small.
Surely,
Maybe
you
that's
got
what
your
the
Hobbit
balloon's
house.
for.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I don't know if it'll show very well.
Well, I'll spotlight you so people can.
Very
follow.
good light.
Oh,
Hi.
Oh, it's cute.
Oh, cute.
Adorable.
Is what?
I can hardly wait to make one. That's gorgeous.
That's really
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's really
Well,
nice.
now would be a good time to say my husband checked the mail just before the meeting, and there's 2 parcels waiting for me at the post office.
Ooh,
Oh.
What
That's
scale are
fine.
your figures?
The figures are a bit small. So this is supposed to be 1/48 scale? No, I can't
Mhm.
remember what this one is. They're only about 2 inches high.
Oh, mhm.
That's bigger than quarter scale. A quarter scale man is about 1.5 inches. That'd be,
Okay, well,
well, just a minute. Yeah, 1.5 inches. A woman's about 1.25 inches.
it was hard to find hobbits for the 3D printer.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I like your tree.
Me too.
Yeah.
Very
I
nice.
couldn't find anything about how to do a willow tree, so I just was winging it. It's made from twine.
Oh,
Really?
cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah, just pulled the twine apart and dipped it in glue and green paint. And then just, and I was able to get movement out of the tree, like I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. some kind of movement.
I like your base too, that looks like a cliff, kind
Yeah.
of.
Well, yeah.
Good
It's
job.
just,
The base of
all
it.
it is insulation foam. And I found one of those foam cutters at Amazon for $8. And I just went crazy with it.
Very nice.
You.
That reminds me,
Um,
Kathy, maybe you know this. Do those tufty burrows have any kind of a base? Because
No.
I've got a huge chunk
Oh.
of styrofoam that Jillian gave to me, and it's about 2 inches thick. And
Well, I can pick it up
If I
after
could-
1
if I
o'clock
could figure out how to get it
tomorrow.
down out of the roof
Find
of my
out then.
garage. Pardon me?
I can pick it up after 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'll find out then.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
okay.
there's some ideas for your rooms.
Wow.
It's very nice,
Yeah.
Shirley. Very nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
gorgeous.
that's
Good
great.
job.
Neat.
I have a question for you. How did you do your lighting?
I used the fairy lights and,
Yes.
well, let me just show you.
Bring it
here.
back.
Oops, here we go. I'll go back again. I used the fairy light. I cut a slot in my base so I can just put my fairy light controller in there. And then when you put your Pringles containers in, before you close up the hill, you've got to put your fairy lights in. And then I used little pony beads
Right?
and glued them onto little grommets. Oh, that's a tiny one. And then
Okay.
stuck them in the ceiling, put a hole in the ceiling and put the fairy light down in.
Oh, awesome. Because I have lots of
Yeah.
fairy lights.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
So
good.
very cheap way of lighting. Those fairy lights last forever. And,
Awesome. Thank you.
okay.
Wow.
Don't forget to turn your lights off. Your
I just about did. I've
Speak to
already
one
had
of
to
Robbie's-
replace those batteries once, and I'm telling you, I thought I'd lost my mind, but they go in, one goes down and the other one goes up, and I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was my project.
Fantastic.
Did I do a show and tell? For the
Yes,
first time
Robbie.
ever?
Who's saying show and tell?
Me, Margaret?
Okay.
These are the little, I don't know if you can see them, but the little chairs that I got from Trinica. I don't know if you can see them.
Gotta lift them up.
Lift them up
Lift
a
them
little
up.
bit higher.
There's one of the little larback chairs I got from Trinica.
nice.
Oh,
That's
cute.
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 The little larback chair I got from Trinica for Christmas. There's the other one.
A little bit higher. A
Higher.
little bit higher.
Higher.
And back towards you a bit.
And back away. Back away from the camera.
Perfect, perfect.
There.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good.
Beautiful.
Trinica,
First
they're
time I've ever
lovely.
shown you something I've made.
Cool.
It takes a long time to get used to the sweet spot for showing.
I gotta get used to all this stuff yet. And excuse the disaster in the office. It's our catch-all as well.
Okay.
Tina, you said you had that styrofoam insulation?
Yeah, I've got, Jillian gave it to me and it was, I forget why we got it. It was something we were making and we were going to use it for the base, but it was too thick. It's about 2.5 inches thick. But
I was just,
if I can get somebody to get it down, because it's up in the rafters in my garage, I could bring it to the our first get together for Tufty Burrows And with a foam cutter, we could cut chunks out of it for people if we had a measurement as to how big the base was. But I don't know, Kathy, does it come with some kind of a base? I don't think it does.
I don't know. I think you have to get your own base. I believe.
Because
But
I just
we're
assumed
after
it out
one.
of my rafters, so I will try and figure out a way to do that.
I was just gonna say, if you could bring a chunk to the tree workshop, then people can stick their trees in it and take them home that way.
Ah, okay.
It's a good idea too.
Okay,
Like if you-
I'll see if I can figure out how to get it down, because I ain't going up there to get it. That's for darn sure.
Tina, what kind, I remember you showed us your foam cutter. Is it like a U shape or is it like a pen?
Oh, good question. It had several attachments.
Oh, okay,
So there was one that was like just a long knife.
okay,
There was one that was a U. There was one that was a reverse U. Yeah, there were several pieces to it anyway, several different
Okay.
attachments to it.
thank you.
And it seems
Kathy,
to me that the most useful one was the U shape.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You wouldn't want one that was just straight, would you?
Well, yeah, you could, but it wouldn't be as probably be a lot harder work than.
Okay,
You can use your straight piece quite a bit though. Like when I'm making, I made fence posts or made out of foam. And if I wanted to make the lines between the bricks in the foam, I just used my little hot thing. And it made a little line that I could paint later as the.
Yeah, it certainly
ground.
works as a tip too, if you want to actually write something in it or
Yes,
rough up an edge or something.
yes, yeah. I think it was $8 we paid on Amazon to get this little one. We've used it lots. We like it.
yeah, because I see the straight ones are not too expensive, but the fancy end ones are like $45, $50.
Oh, don't spend that much money on them. I forget what I paid for mine, but it wasn't very much and it came with
Okay.
several attachments. I think I had to wait for it though, because it came from China.
Oh,
Maybe AliExpress or Alibaba then.
AliExpress, okay. I was wondering, Kathy, if those do happen to be the Tufty Burrow kits, would us out of town people be able to pick them up next weekend when we come for the tree making workshop?
We haven't even talked yet because we weren't really expecting them for weeks.
We didn't think they'd come in until February, so we've got no dates
Yeah.
planned or anything. But
So
I'm sure that at least for
That
the
would be a very good
out-of-towners,
idea.
we can arrange to get them to the tree workshop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it would save like having to come there.
Yes.
And the cost. I don't know, Kathy, you're gonna have to have a look at that list and see how many have to be mailed out.
I think there's maybe 4, 5, but if you two are coming in for the workshop.
Yeah, we could
Okay.
pick them up for sure.
And is there anybody else in Calgary or?
Sorry, my list is upstairs.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
but I will check that. I will check that later tonight or tomorrow morning.
What time does the workshop start on the 28th?
I haven't, that's not determined yet. Probably around 9, I'm thinking 9:30. I haven't talked to Erica and Jim and Barb yet about how we're gonna actually set this up. There's about 20 some people, 22 people, I think it is registered. And so the plan was that we'd have 11 at one end with Erica and Jim and 11 at the other end with Barb making wire trees. And that's something else, Kathy. We need well, doesn't matter.
Tell me.
I'm gonna try and record it. But
Okay.
the club has agreed to pay for Jim's supplies, so I suppose that would be the same with Barb's supplies too.
Yes, absolutely.
So basically, it's at no cost to the club members, the workshop, other than getting there. So anyway, there'll be 22 of us there. It should be a fun day, and we'll flip at halftime, so we'll make one kind of trees in the morning and make a different kind of trees in the afternoon.
Okay, so bring a lunch.
Bring lunch?
Yes, it will be bring a lunch. And
Okay.
Actually, if I can supply a lunch, I think I can do it for $4 or so.
ah,
Really?
Yeah, with a main course and salads and dessert.
oh, that'd be great, Maureen.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, so $4 we pay and but the club's paying, the club's paying for the room, I know.
Paying for the room and the supplies.
Yeah,
We could pay for our own lunch.
yeah.
Yeah.
So plan to bring some money to give to Maureen then.
It's
So
at
next
Maureen's
time-
room again, right?
Yeah.
But you're gonna send out something that,
Yes, I am. As I haven't yet talked to Barb and Erica
that's okay.
/ Jim about the very specifics of it. I do have a tool list from Barb that I'll be sending out. Anyway, I'll put it together in an overall sheet. But Kathy, maybe before that happens, you and I should talk about processes around Tufty Burrows, because this really did throw us for a loop. I was
Yes.
thinking that we'd get together sort of the first weekend in February, but it's going to be here tomorrow. So I don't know, maybe we want to start earlier. I really don't know. We just need to chat about that a little bit, I think.
Yep.
Hopefully somebody can plan a ride for me to get to the workshop. That would be greatly appreciated.
And you're in Castle Downs, so I'm sure someone is coming from that direction.
That would be greatly appreciated. Thank
Oh,
you so much.
Sandra's waving her hand here.
I
Okay.
can pick Margaret up for the day of the workshop.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Sandra.
No
And
problem.
then what
so-
we did last time is someone else took her home.
Yeah, now we may have another person. Is there anybody else that lives sort of in the Castle Downs, not Castle Downs, Terwilliger type area, River Bend? Lucille is able to bring Cheryl Hartland, a member from Nova Scotia, one of our members from Nova Scotia. They'll bring
Wow.
her, Lucille can bring her to the workshop, but Lucille can't stay, so she needs a ride home. Is there anybody out in that general direction that can pick her up and take her home?
I'll let you know. I live near Lucille, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so,
Erica, she lives in Windermere. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that far though.
No, it's not.
okay, so that'll work. And Margaret, you'll go with Sandra then. You and Sandra can talk about timing and pick up and things.
Debbie
Thanks so much,
Marshall
Tina.
was in town, but she had to leave town today, so she's just missed her kit. Darn.
Who's that?
Debbie Marshall from Gabriel Island.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just had to bring something up. I just remembered. A lady contacted us through the website and wanted to know if anyone was willing and able to fix the lighting in a 1/16 scale house. Apparently her father built it many, many years ago from a plan he had. And she wants to refurbish it, but she can't do the lighting. And it's individual lighting. She just said she's willing to pay if anybody knows anything about doing the lighting and would be willing to do it. I said I'd ask the club members, and if anyone can do it, let me know.
Feels like a Nikki job.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Nikki for a while.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Kathy?
She's in Ontario, her mother. I think her mother is ill, so she's in Ontario at the moment and will be for several weeks because she had to cancel out from the tree workshop as well.
Oh dear.
So
Thanks,
I don't know
Margaret.
what this
Sorry to hear
virus
about
is that's going around, but it's sure laying people low.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was sick for 3 weeks. But at least I got my hearing back because it turned into an ear infection and I couldn't hear anything for all of a sudden, maybe last Wednesday or Thursday, my hearing started coming back. So I was pretty happy.
I went to the doctor today for my annual physical, and the woman sitting next to me in the waiting room was hacking out a lung. And I thought, man, now I'm gonna get sick. Jeez.
You know what happened to me is I belong to a cancer support group. First time meeting in person in 3 years, and one of the women came in hacking. Everybody in the room previously had cancer. They had to ask her to leave. And she basically said that she felt it was more important that she got socialized than worry about our germs.
Oh, no.
It's
Yeah,
not.
I'm hoping she'll be welcomed so well next week.
I
Oh.
disagree.
Wow.
Sorry, didn't mean to make a conversation stopper there.
Yeah.
That hacking in public, it's just so wrong now, just so wrong.
And
You know, that's
You're
something that
kidding.
I,
hyper aware of it. So it's weird that she like would think that way.
Yes. And she was about 75. She came in the room. She said, I found a bag of canned cookies and started eating them. They weren't her cookies. And I'm like, okay. But then she actually touched all the cookies. And I'm like, oh, am I being paranoid here? But no, the other people took charge.
you know, I'm hoping that that's something that lasts. Because in Asia, it is common practice for people who had colds, even before the pandemic struck. It was common practice to see lots of people out in public with masks on. And they weren't wearing it to protect themselves. They were doing it for the common good, to make sure that they didn't spread their cold around. And it's something that was very foreign to Western societies, you know. But I'm hoping that that's the case now. That when people have anything, any kind of a respiratory thing, flu or cold or anything, they will wear a mask to protect the rest of the world.
I wear my mask everywhere when I go shopping or anywhere where there's lots of people.
Yeah, I tend to be very sloppy about it now because the only two places I go are the drugstore and the grocery store. And I go at times when there's practically nobody in the store. So I don't worry about it much anymore. I do wear it when I go to the doctor's office though.
I wear it more often because I have an 82-year-old mother to look after.
Yep.
Yeah, I would too. I must say I have been wearing it since I got that cold before Christmas. I've been wearing my mask pretty consistently. And I was wearing a mask while she was hacking at me.
I think this is so much fun because I'm getting to see people's faces for the first time, and people can see actually what I look like.
Yeah, it makes it a different meeting.
We've noticed that at work, you know, there's some staff that nobody had seen, you know, from the nose down since they've been hired. And they walk in the office and we're like, who was that?
Who was that unmasked person?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was the coolest thing. I went to a tire shop and everybody there had clear plastic over their mouths, these special kind of masks. And the
Those
reason
are for
why is
people
because-
who,
well,
those
they
are
had
for people who work with people who read lips.
yes, well, they have two staff members that are deaf.
Yeah.
So everybody in the place wore masks so that they could read their lips. I thought that was
I
really
didn't
cool.
know I read lips till people put masks on. Right? And then all of a sudden it's harder to understand.
I was shopping on Saturday and I saw a person with a mask with a zipper down across the lips.
But anyways, I've got to go, you guys. I've got to get to work here. So, but it was nice seeing everybody tonight. Take
Good to
care.
see you.
Well, we've got one more chat next week and then the tree workshop on the weekend. So
Yep.
All right.
Me too,
you
guys.
next
Good night.
Good
Night.
night, Barb.
Bye.
Good night, Barb.
Thanks, Barb. That was wonderful.
Thanks, Barb. That was really
Thanks, Barb.
appreciated.
Yes,
Nice, really good.
So the video will go up tomorrow or Thursday. I'll send out the link, and Barb, you're going to send out the
Yeah, I'll send out the PDF in a few minutes.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Okay.
Okay, good night.
Okay.
Night.
I just got this little vase. It's made with a vase.
Oh, just a minute. Who's that? Linda.
Linda, yeah. It's a glass, but my husband cut 2 windows out. And I made
Back it
another.
back it up just a little bit. There, yeah. Okay. That's
And I
That's
made
very
another
cute.
little mouse house. With the
What's
dollar,
it made? What's it
dollar,
made out of?
dollar store house with the,
Oh,
that's cute.
cool.
What's that tube?
it's a vase.
Oh, a vase.
It's
Okay.
glass.
Oh,
And,
okay.
but it looks like a birch log. And then
Yeah.
my husband cut the window. The window fell out when I was bringing it up, but that's okay. And there's 2 little mice carrying, trying to get a Hershey's chocolate in the window.
How did he cut that hole in the vase without breaking
I
it?
know. I don't know how he did that. I should find out.
Yeah, he's pretty
And the
talented.
welcome, we got the little welcome sign from
Oh,
the sale the books, when we were there for the books,
Okay.
Cute.
and I painted it. So,
nice.
yeah.
Is it made out of glass or like
It's
plate?
glass. It's glass.
Glass.
I thought it was a vase and I put water in it and it came out. It's for a candle, but it's glass. But
Well,
yeah.
that's pretty talented to cut.
Yeah,
glass
he is
like
good at
that.
that. Yeah.
Really nice.
I love my mice.
Cute.
Just on a piece of log.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Good job.
love my mice. So, thank you.
Happy birthday, Loretta.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, happy birthday.
Gonna be 29 again, eh?
Oh, yeah. 100 times.
When we were talking about the dried flowers and somebody mentioned that the problem is they fade. I reached into my bag of tricks and I have this archival mist stuff that you can spray on things to keep them from turning color. It's acid free and I think it blocks the UV stuff.
Hold it up
I
again.
just sprayed my flowers, thinking that might preserve them, keep them from fading. I'm not sure. It's called archival mist.
Do you remember where you got it from?
You know, I've had it forever, and I think I found it at Michael's in a clearance bin about 15 years ago.
You think
So-
maybe, I wonder if Delta Art Supplies would have something like that. They've got a lot of archival products.
If anybody-
I'm sure you can get it anywhere. It's kind of a cool thing because it's got this pump up. It's a spray thing, but you pump it with the cap to pressurize it. Yeah, it was a pretty cool thing. But anyhow, I sprayed my flowers. Hopefully they won't fade.
Vic said he used a jigsaw and a drill to cut the windows.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, but is it plastic or glass?
It's glass.
If it's glass, that must be a pretty fine jigsaw he used
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
I think you can get special blades for glass.
And water probably.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
And I think if you put tape over the inside and the outside of the area you're cutting, it protects the glass from shattering.
That could be.
I wanted him to cut a door, but he said he didn't want to do that, so I just glued a little door on there, so so it doesn't open, but that's okay.
Well,
Excuse me.
Okay, well, I'm hearing not a lot of discussion, so maybe it's time to say goodnight for the night.
that was very interesting. Most informative session.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Barb's gone, but thanks, Barb.
Okay, we will see you all next week and have a great week and hopefully it won't get too cold.
Night.
Good night.
Night.
Everybody.
Good night. Good night, everybody.